There's a lot of hate and disgust for people who are drug addicts or alcoholics, and rightfully so. In this video, we're gonna talk about why addicts are such terrible people, but we're gonna dive into a little bit of brain science, so stay tuned. What is up, everybody? This is Chris from The Rewired Soul, where we talk about the problem, but focus on the solution. In case you are new here and have not met me yet, I am a drug addict and alcoholic in recovery. My sobriety date is June 23rd, 2012. Got sober on my 27th birthday. Fun birthday, right? Anyways, it's widely known that addicts and alcoholics do terrible things. Terrible, terrible, terrible things. So I'm gonna start this video off with a little bit of a disclaimer. In this video, we are going to discuss the neuroscience behind addiction, explain why addicts are such terrible people, but this is not an excuse for the behavior. If you're an addict watching this video, your excuse of ignorance is now gone. I educate people on these things to let family members as well as addicts learn to understand what's actually happening in the brain and why people act the way that they do. This is very beneficial for addicts who are trying to get sober because it helps us understand why we did what we did, and we're not terrible people, we're just sick people, but we're sick people who can get well. This is very important because a lot of addicts who get clean, one of the main questions I get is, how do I forgive myself for the things that I've done? But it's also important for family members to understand this, and this is why I teach families about this, because families are very confused and they don't understand why their son, their daughter, their husband, their wife, their mom, their dad, whoever it is, they don't understand why this person is a mere shadow of who they used to be. Based on what we know about addiction and what's happening in the brain, we can logically explain why addicts are such terrible people. So let's dive into this thing. First, I want to talk about the history of addiction. Literally thousands and thousands of years, people have been addicts and alcoholics. Like, think about back to ancient Greece, Egypt, Rome. They were drinking wine. If you look at old stories, you'll hear stories of town drunks. And if you watch any medieval movie like A Knight's Tale or maybe even Game of Thrones, you'll see a town drunk. This is something that's been around forever. For many, many years, for all these thousands of years, we thought that these people were just awful people. If you wanted to quit, you would, but you clearly don't, so you're not. This is what people thought for the longest time. And